Hi everyone! Thank you so much for joining us today for our September 2025 Medicare Minute. Today we're going to be talking about choosing between Original Medicare and Medicare Advantage. So let's get into the introductions. My name is Allison and I am the BCDA SHIP and SMP Manager. We are located here in Towson Senior Center at Bicota Senior Center in room 321 on the 3rd floor. And you can reach out to us by phone at 410-887-2059, or you can email us at medicareinformation@baltimorecountymd.gov. We are here to help and support you for any and all of your Medicare questions and needs. So please feel free to reach out to us. Alrighty, we're gonna dive into a grand mystery. What's the scoop between Original Medicare and its snazzy cousin, Medicare Advantage? Step right up, folks, and choose your Medicare adventure. Will it be Original Medicare, the classic ride directly from Uncle Sam, or the snazzy Medicare Advantage, also known as Medicare Part C, brought to you by private health plan wizards? Original Medicare, the traditional choice, pays doctors per service with rates set by the feds. Walk into any doctor's or hospital nationwide that accepts Medicare and you'll be golden. Just keep in mind, you'll pay a premium for Part B and possibly B for Part A, along with some coinsurance for each service. Want meds? You'll need a separate Part D plan, which means another premium. And when you first enroll, Original Medicare is your default setting. Now, for something a bit different, Medicare Advantage plans partner with the government to offer Medicare benefits with a twist. These plans, like HMOs and PPOs, and a few other alphabet soups, often bundle with a prescription drug plan. You'll pay a premium for Part B, possibly for Part A, and maybe an extra for the plan itself. So make sure you stick to your plan's networks to save the most bucks, and don't forget those magic words, prior authorization. Medicare Advantage plans often come with a cap on what you shell out for Part A and Part B services, like a safety net for your wallet. And for a sprinkle of magic, some plans toss in extras, like dental or vision care, but always double check with your plan for specifics. So whether you want the classic original or the featured package advantage plan, each path has its quirks and perks. Medicare Advantage plans are like snowflakes. No two are quite the same. They come with different things, like doctors and hospital networks, rules that might make you jump through hoops, like getting pre-approval or referrals before seeing a specialist, extra premiums on top of that standard Part B bill, cost-sharing tricks like deductibles and co-payments, even identical plan types from different companies can have their own quirky rules, so always quiz the plan itself for the scoop on the coverage. You can dive into Medicare Advantage plan if you got Medicare Parts A and B's. You're handing out if the plan's service area. Many of these plans also toss in prescription coverage, that's Part D, as a bonus. If you choose an MSA or a PPFS plan without drug coverage, do not fear, you can snag a standard alone Part D plan, and those with Original Medicare can grab a Part D plan on its own too. If your union or employer has your back with health coverage, you might find yourself automatically enrolled in Medicare Advantage plans when you become eligible. You can stick with it, switch to Original Medicare, or leap into another Medicare Advantage plan. But beware, jumping to a different plan or Original Medicare might make your employer or union wave goodbye to your health care benefits, or even those of your dependents. Before making any moves, make sure you chat with your employer, union rep, and your plan to see if your benefits might shift. So next we're going to talk about Medigaps. What is a Medigap? Medigap policies are like the trusty sidekick to Original Medicare, swooping in to cover what Medicare leaves behind. Sold by private insurance companies, they help tackle those pesky deductibles, coinsurance, and copayments. Plus, they're your travel buddy by covering some healthcare costs when you travel abroad. But remember, Medigap's only buddies up with Original Medicare, not with Medicare Advantage plans. Depending on your location, when you jump on a Medicare train, then you have up to 10 Medigap options to choose from. You can do A, B, C, D, F, G, K, L, M, and N. Each policy letter comes with its own set of benefits, but head up, premiums can dance around depending on the company. Before snagging a Medigap policy, do your detective work. Double check that you're eligible. Only those with Original Medicare can get a Medigap. If you're in a Medicare Advantage plan, Medigap's not an option. Know your rights for a hassle-free purchase, thanks to the federal protections for the 65 up crowd, with some states offering extra shields for those under 65. If you're ready to dive into a Medigap, compare the options. Remember those 10 policies. Each cover different Medicare cost-sharing bits. Investigate how Medigap handles pre-existing conditions. Some policies might give certain conditions the cold shoulder for a bit. Scoop out how premiums are priced. Understand the pricing tricks in your state helps you nab the best bargain. Arm yourself with a list of questions when shopping for Medigap. It's a puzzle, but with the question checklist and a bit of help, you're pieced together like a pro. Last month, we went ahead and discussed more about Medigaps, so maybe go check out that link now. Step right up to the Original Medicare Carnival, where Part A and Part B costs change every year. In 2025, here's what you'll find. Part A monthly premium. Your ticket price depends on your work history. If you or your better half have clocked in over 10 years of work, congrats. No Part A fee for you. Worked between 7.5 and 10 years, that's going to be $285 a month. Less than 7.5 years, you're going to be looking at $518 a month for your Part A. Part B monthly premium is $185 per month, unless you are single and earning over $106,000, or a couple earning up to $212,000. Make note that you might have to have an adjusted charge due to an IRMA. Part A deductibles and coinsurance. A hospital deductible, you're going to see that you're going to need to shell out $1,676 before Medicare comes in to help with the costs. Hospital coinsurances, so from days 1 through 60, you're going to have to pay $0 a day for that. Days 61 to 90, it looks like you're going to be paying $419. And if you're in over 90 days, it looks like you're going to be paying a whopping $838 a day. For skilled nursing facilities, coinsurance, it's $0 for days 1 to 20. Then it goes up to $209.50 for days 21 to 100. Part B deductible and coinsurance, you have to pay $257 before Medicare lends a hand. Brace yourself, you're going to have a 20% coinsurance for any services that you receive once you meet your deductible. If you got a Medigap, which is Original Medicare's trusty sidekick, it might handle some of these out-of-pocket goblins. Plans to see if that would help you. Rolling with a Medicare Advantage plan, here's what to do. Pay any Part A premium, hand over the Part B premium, pay possibly a little extra for your Advantage plan. Have a deductible? You might, so keep an eye out for that sneaky expense. Co-payments and coinsurance costs can be a wild ride. Check with your plans for specific. And remember, Medicare Advantage plans come with a safety net, an out-of-pocket limit to catch when the costs decide to go rogue. What's the deal with seeing providers if you've got Original Medicare or a Medicare Advantage plan? If you've got an original Medicare, you have the freedom to see any provider who is accepting original Medicare payments. Once you've conquered that deductible, your Part B costs can do a little dance depending on who you visit. There are 3 types of Part B provider agreements with Medicare, shaking up how they get reimbursed. To save your wallet from doing the cha-cha, aim for a participating provider when you can. Participating providers, these folks are Team Medicare all the way and always play by Medicare rules. They take Medicare assignment, meaning they accept Medicare's approved amount as full payment, and they'll send the bill directly to Medicare. You'll just have to cough up that 20% coinsurance for most services. Non-participating providers, they're like fair weather friends. Sometimes they take assignments, sometimes they don't. They can charge up to 15% more than Medicare's approved amount, also known as the limiting charge. So your bill could be up to 35% of Medicare's approved amount instead of the usual 20%. Opt-out providers. These rebels don't play with Medicare at all. They've signed off from the Medicare party, and unless it's an emergency, Medicare won't cover their services. They can charge you whatever they fancy, but they must give you a private contract to confirm your understanding the full cost is on you, with no help from Medicare. Curious about who's in the Medicare club? Just dial 1-800-MEDICARE or hop onto the computer and go to www.medicare.gov to find out. Got a Medicare Advantage plan? Well, prepare for a wild ride through the land of provider networks. Depending on your plan type, you might be playing a game of connect the dots with pharmacies, doctors, hospitals, and more, all working together to give you the best bang for your buck. Each plan, whether it's an HMO, PPO, or PFFS, has its own rules for navigating your healthcare adventure. Just remember, sticking with in-network providers is like scoring VIP tickets. Oh, and before you dive into the mysterious world of an SNP for Medicare MSAs, do a little homework on their network rules. After all, knowledge is power, and it might just save you a few gold coins. Your Medicare Advantage plan is like a trusty sidekick to cover emergency and urgent care anywhere across the U.S. without sneaky extra fees or hoops to jump through. So if you find yourself in a pickle with an out-of-network provider, fear not. Your plan has to pay back just like your in-network. They use the per person standard, which is just a fancy way of saying they cover you if any sensible person would think, yikes, this is an emergency, even if it turns out to be a false alarm. But remember, not all Medicare Advantage plans are cut from the same cloth. They're like snowflakes. No two are exactly the same. Before you hitch a ride with one, make sure you've got the lowdown on its network rules. And if you've got any questions, make sure you call the plan to get the scoop. What are Medicare Advantage supplement benefits? Well, picture Medicare Advantage supplement benefit as the bonus round of healthcare goodies, stuff that original Medicare didn't include in its bag of tricks. These perks don't need to be from Medicare-approved spots. Just stick to your plan's playbook. Dive into the smorgasbord of benefits like health-related goodies, often including dental care, vision checkups, hearing aids, and gym memberships. Some of these come with no extra charge, while others, like dental and vision, might ask for a little extra help. For you chronically ill individuals, there are the rare non-health-focused benefits. Think about life's little helpers, meal delivery, getting you where you need to go, or even home air cleaners. If you've got chronic condition that's no walk in the park, you might qualify if your condition is a tough cookie, life-threatening, or really cramps your style. You're on the hospital's frequent flyer list or facing other health drama, or you need serious health coordination. If you Tick these boxes, your plan might just throw you a lifeline with benefit tailored to keep you well. Your benefit package could be as unique as your fingerprint compared to someone else on the same plan. For example, if you're battling severe asthma, your plan might cover home air cleaning, while your mild asthma neighbor might miss out. Remember, not every area has all the same plans, so you want to double check with your provider. So what's the most max out of pocket that you are going to experience? How much can you shell out before your wallet gets a break? Every Medicare Advantage plan slaps a cap on your yearly spending spree, known as the maximum out of pocket, or MOOP. It's a hefty ceiling, but it's your financial parachute if your health needs get pricey. Once you hit your MOOP, you won't have to fork over any more dough for Part A or Part B services for the rest of the year. Some plans might even toss in extras like vision, hearing, or dental under your MOOP. Your journey to MOOPville includes all the cash you dish out for your deductibles, coinsurance, and copayments for Part A and Part B services when you stick with in-network pals. Sorry, Part D doesn't get you any closer to that MOOP finish line. In 2025, the MOOP for Medicare Advantage plans will top out at $9,350, though some plans might offer a lighter amount. If you're in a plan that lets you roam to out-of-network providers like a PPO, brace yourself for 2 annual spending caps, one for in-network and another for a max of out-network costs. Dial up your plan if you have any questions. All right, we're going to dive into where to find alternative coverage for services that are not provided by Medicare. Looking for a backup plan when original Medicare leaves you hanging? Here are some nifty options. Medicaid. This dynamic duo of federal and state resources swoops in to save the day for folks with limited income. Depending on the state, Medicaid might cover those extra things like dental, vision, long-term care, and even a lift to your appointments. Curious about your state's Medicaid magic? Reach out to your local state health insurance assistance program and they'll let you know if you qualify. You can also do the reduced cost or fee clinics. These hidden gems might just have the service you need. Dig through the resources of needymeds.org, healthcare.gov, freeclinics.com, and hhs.gov for more information. You can also get donated dental service programs or dental schools to assist you with any of your dental needs. The Administration for Community Living, also known as the ACL Elder Care Locator, helps you to discover community resources galore, including long-term care and legal aid. So check out eldercare.acl.gov for more information. Health insurance companies pull out all the stops to grab your attention, so it's important to be mindful and protect yourself of misleading marketing. This includes TV commercials, radios, mail deliveries, phone calls, and even text messages. But don't worry, the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services, CMS, have a rule book for these marketing shenanigans for Medicare Advantage and Part D plans. It's like a shield to guard you from any sneaky sales tactics. Before you dive headfirst into a plan, make sure you've got the scoop on what it covers, how it interacts with your Medicare and other health benefits, like Medicaid or your retiree union coverage. And if it includes your meds, you want to find out. Call the plan directly to double check if it's got your back on specific services and make sure to get everything in writing. Remember, agents and brokers should never twist your arm or lead you astray or make you feel like you need to join a plan. They should always make you feel like you have the information. If an agent's been up to some shady business, keep all the evidence, like their business cards, the messages, or the marketing materials. You're going to need that when you report this to your Senior Medicare Patrol, SMP, or State Health Insurance SHIP program. And they'll help you untangle the mess and report it to CMS as a potential marketing no-no. You'll find contact info for your local SHIP and SMP manager in just the next slides. Your local SHIP can also help you snag a special enrollment period if you've been hooked into a plan that doesn't fit your needs. So, got questions and need some resources? Let me point you the way. The State Health Insurance Program, SHIP, you can give us a call here at the Baltimore County office and we can help with any of your original and Medicare Advantage questions that you may have. Our SHIP counselors are like your personal Medicare superheroes, ready to save the day with unbiased advice. If you feel like you may have experienced Medicare fraud, error, or misleading information, give me a call. Again, my name is Allison, and you can call us at 410-887-2059, and we can tackle the issue together. You can also call Medicare directly by dialing 1-800-MEDICARE, or you can go to medicare.gov. This is a great spot with lots of information, plan finders, and other tools that you may find very helpful. And if you are considering a Medigap, after picking your Medigap policy, make sure you call the insurance company directly to seal the deal. Don't forget to get everything in writing, from the policy name to the start date and all the other details in between. Trust me, it matters. So that wraps up our Medicare Minutes for today, for the month of September, and I hope that you can mark your calendars and join us for next month in October as we plunge into open enrollment. Thank you again. See you next time.